Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Lore and Loot Morrowind. Today we're going to be speaking with someone new, Malum Rion, about chores. Malum is the mouth to Gothrin, Archmagister and leader of House Telvanni. Malum will tell us that we need to head over to the town of Nisus and ask someone named Baladas Demnevanni 3 questions about the Dwemer. He'll then say we don't actually need to get answers from him, just ask him the questions. This will trigger the quest. 3 questions for Baladas Demnevanni. I hope you're excited about this because we're going to get some Dwemer lore from this quest. Now I'm going to break character a little here and talk a little meta. You'll have noticed by now that we've been taking quests only from the mouths here. You don't have to do this. I'm doing this for one main reason. I want to show you every single quest and reward you can get in the House Telvanni quest line. If you actually follow the main quest for this faction, you will miss out on some of these quests. You can get quests from the council members themselves, and we will do so eventually, but for now we're just going to be continuing to do these simple starter quests. Anyways, the fastest way to get to Nisus from Sadrith Mora is to teleport to Alderun, then Siltstrider to Nisus. Nisus is a town we haven't been to much, and we're not going to be exploring it a lot today, but just know there's a lot to do here, and we will eventually get to know this town very well. From the Siltstrider port, you can get a good look at the town. We are headed to this Velothi Tower in the northwest part of the town near the exit. This place is called Arv's Drellin, and it is where Baladas Demnevanni lives. Upon entering, we can take a right and we'll encounter a rat. Looks like this place is not friendly. Down this hall we come to a dungeon and another rat. No one is currently occupying the cell, so we can move on to another room with another rat. This seems to be the sleeping quarters, and we see a key on the table. Now, we're not here to rob anyone, but let's take note of this key. If we take the left path, we'll notice it circles around. Taking the left branch first, we'll walk by another hall, and eventually we'll reach a locked and trapped door. Let's go back and see if Baladas is in one of the earlier sections. The first door on the left here has a skeleton in it. The door on the right just has a bed. And it looks like this first room had a second sneaky skelly, and we can take care of it too. Further down the corridor, we'll see that this is just the other branch of the circular hallway. So now let's go back and see if that key we saw earlier is worth taking. Indeed, it is the summoning room key, so let's grab it. And don't forget to read the book, The Wolf Queen Book 5, for a point towards speechcraft. Running back to the locked and trapped door, I will go ahead and warn you to be prepared for what's inside this summoning room. We see a Daedroth at the far end of the room with its back turned. Remember that such creatures are both powerful in melee and can poison you. After some careful preparation, we can go in there and hope for the best. I cast Spell Absorption, and I down a Restore Magica Potion and equip my Ring of Toxic Cloud and go to town. The ring does the first part of the job, and Frost finishes it. Upstairs, we will find Baladas Demnevanni. So here we need to be careful. If his disposition towards you is 79 or lower, you will not get a response for all of your questions. If he does not respond to all of the questions, you do not get a reward for this quest. You can still complete it, but you will not be rewarded. In order to both be rewarded and hear some Dwemer theorems, you need to boost his disposition to 80 or more. It is also important to note that his disposition must be 80 or more before you ask your questions. If you ask at fewer than 80, get the no answer, and then boost it to 80 and get the answers, you still will not receive your reward. So make sure you do not ask until you have it at 80 or more if you're looking to maximize your loot at the end of this quest. The first question we have is about the disappearance of the dwarves. Asking him, he answers, "It was unfashionable among the Dwemer to view their spirits as synthetic constructs, 3, 4, or 40 creational gradients below the divine. During the Dawn era, they researched the death of the Earthbones, what we call now the laws of nature, dissecting the process of the sacred willing itself into the profane. I believe their mechanists and tonal architects discovered systematic regression techniques to perform the reverse, that is, to create the sacred from the deaths of the profane. As the Dwemer left no corpses or traces of conflict behind, I believe that generations of ritualistic anti-creations resulted in their immediate but foreseen removal from the Mundus. They retreated behind math, behind color, behind the active principle itself. That the Dwemer vanished during a conflict with Nerevar and the Tribunal is merely coincidence." Now, if this makes no sense to you, it's supposed to not make sense. The disappearance of the Dwemer is one of the biggest mysteries in the Elder Scrolls lore, and it's certainly a huge mystery in this game. We'll eventually delve deep into this part of the lore, but that will have to be its own video, and it will come later when it's more topical. Anyways, the second question is about Dwemer artifacts, to which he will answer, "In their denial of both phenomena and noumena, the Dwemer found comfort in the creation of animunculi, which, in their operation, combined two incompatible principles, thus denying both. In the first Dwemer ruin I studied, quite by chance, in my wandering youth, someone had activated the animunculi guardians, and I was unable to make a proper study of them. Since then, I have on occasion found ruins, especially here in Vardenfell, where the animunculi are still active." And finally, we can ask him the third question about the Dwemer language. The Dwemer language is unknown, perhaps unknowable. Some Dwemer books, especially records dating from after the founding of Resdayn, were written in Aldmeris, making them accessible to modern scholars. However, even in Aldmeris, many Dwemer terms remain uncertain. As the books and other artifacts in Dwemer ruins rarely show sign of wear or age, I believe that the Dwemer knew of a preservative effect. Perhaps a device still active, which denies or controls the earthbones governing time and decay. Fascinating. If only we knew what the heck he is talking about. Anyways, once the questions have been asked and answered, we can take a quick peek around the room. Aside from the Dwemer Sphere Centurion, in this case a Shock Centurion, that he keeps as defense, Baladas has everything you would expect from a Telvanni wizard. various alchemical ingredients, tools, and instruments, as well as potions, and, of course, an assortment of books on the arcane. We can now leave and report our success to Malum and get our reward. He says something curious once we report back, and that is that Archmagister Gothron will be pleased with the answers, sure, but will be interested to know that Baladas is alive and well. You see, the point of asking the questions wasn't to learn about the Dwemer at all. It was to see if Baladas was still around. Anyways, our reward in this case is 3 messenger scrolls, which will summon a scamp to fight alongside us for 60 seconds when used. Not too shabby. And that, my friends, concludes the quest. 3 questions for Baladas Demnevanni. If you enjoyed this video, summon a thumbs up and be sure to leave a comment below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.